What's up guys, Elliot here with another car launch reaction. It's the Aston Martin AMR22 and they can't copy Mercedes' homework this time as Merc haven't released their 22 spec car yet, so this is an Aston Martin original design. Joking aside, I am looking forward to this one. Aston Martin had a tough year last year as they were the team that was the most affected by the floor changes, causing Aston Martin to effectively abandon their season last year to focus on the 2022 effort. It's rumoured that this new car has got a new colour scheme, so stay tuned for my opinion on the livery. Let's get into the review. I'm really excited by this one. The Haas was renders and the Red Bull was effectively a show car, but this Aston Martin is the real deal. And they're going to be the first team to run their car in a filming day at Silverstone the Friday after launch, which is a real show of intent from Aston Martin, and good news Mercedes too, as they'll be the first engine to run. So let's kick things off at the front of the car, and they've got some interesting elements on this front wing and nose setup. The nose is similar in concept to what we saw on the Haas, where the top three elements of four are attached to the nose and the bottom element is running right across underneath the nose. If we switch over to the front facing view, you can see that this bottom element is really curved up actually. It's quite a different concept to what we've seen before. They've tended to be flat before due to the regulations, but I imagine they're trying to get clean airflow to the entrance to the floor here. They've got some nice shaping here on these top elements. I think this central section will be aimed at producing downforce, and then here they'll be sacrificing downforce production and they'll be focusing on this outer section creating outwash as much as possible, just like the teams have been doing for years, but to a lesser effect due to the regulations. It's really quite an extreme slope down there, and some really nice shapes going on, looking really cool. Moving slightly back, I just want to draw your attention to the suspension arm here on the right hand side of the car. You'll actually notice that it's missing here on the left hand side of the car. Now the suspension is hot topic at the minute and we're unsure whether teams are going to use push rod or pull rod suspension. Now if you remember back to the Haas, we had some dodgy Photoshop skills going on there, but to be honest, on the Aston Martin I think this is an honest mistake, but yeah, quite funny that they're missing the suspension arm there. So if I zoom out here and have a look at these side pods, they've got a really interesting shape going on. The inlet is really square, and then they've got this flat section here that's in the chrome colour, and I think this is a similar concept to the Haas. Now on the Haas, what I think they were trying to do is use the side pod to push the air out and effectively push out the dirty air like they were doing with the barge boards in previous years. But yeah, really interesting shape going on. And then on top of the side pod you can see this vented section. I'm surprised that they've launched with such an aggressive cooling package. I mean, we did see this on the show car, and perhaps this allows them to reduce the cooling requirements towards the rear of the car and helps them keep the airflow as free as possible down to the rear of the car in the Coke bottle section. You can see that the rear part of the side pod here is really bulbous. I wonder if they fitted the radiators slightly higher up to allow more airflow under the side pod. You can see it's really cut out there. I mean, I don't think we've ever seen it cut out as much as that. And yeah, it's really sticking out here, and then it really drastically cuts back in. It's a really unusual shape, but it's really cool to see. And then moving back to the rear of the car, you can see they've got some nice shaping here on the rear wing. If we have a look here, we've got our first car with a DRS actuator pod. We've not seen that on any of the cars yet, and you can actually see these slots here where the rear wing will open. And it's kind of weird because previously the whole straight bit between the two ends of the wing would open up, whereas here it's actually opening up before the curve, which just looks different, but I'm sure that's something that we're going to get used to quickly. And then at the rear of the car you can see they've got the two horizontal elements here above the diffuser, and yeah, I mean, you're not seeing too much detail here in the diffuser, and of course a tactical angle because they're not wanting to show or really give anything too much away. But yeah, definitely some interesting shapes here. It's slightly more squared off than we've seen on other cars, and that was on the original show car, but that's to be expected as teams actually start to try and optimize the package. So let's take a look at this livery, and you know, I'm not sure about the green. Maybe it's the artificial lighting. I feel like I would prefer a deeper green, to be honest. Does anyone remember the Jaguar from the early 2000s? The green on those looks really awesome. I'd really like to see it on the Aston, to be honest, but I think the lime is nicer than the pink they had last year. I believe this is the colour that they had planned to run last year. It really pops, and yeah, I really like it, and that Aston badge, yeah, it just looks awesome. I won't pass final judgment on the livery till we've seen it on the track or on TV. I do like the exposed carbon though. Yeah, looks really cool. And this swoop, I mean, it looks very Mercedes, but it looks awesome going right under that sidecar. So, what do you think of the new livery? Do you think the new AMR22 is going to bring Aston Martin further up the grid? Let me know in the comments below. If you liked the video, then please consider dropping a like and subscribe for more F1 car launch reactions. If you haven't already, go check out my reaction to the Red Bull RB18 and the Haas VF22. Click on the link in the top left and check them out. Next car launch is McLaren, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.